So let me give you an update. The exterminator came. I was really worried because he was supposed to be here like at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was 2 o'clock and he still had not come. I was really nervous. I mean, it is exhausting doing what you need to do before an exterminator comes for a bed bug problem. And I didn't do half of what I did the last time. I told him, I don't care if you get the poison on my clothes. I'm leaving them in the drawers and I'm leaving them hung up. I don't care. I just made sure that my makeup was covered. It was horrible. Last time it was like I was packing again. It was like I felt like I was moving all over again, how much I had to put in bags and pack my makeup and protect it. This time, thank goodness most of my makeup is already in Rubbermaids. I just put the covers on. And then here, instead of putting this in a box and sealing it, I just covered it with 2 sheets. Covered my stuff with 2 sheets. And took all my makeup out of the bedroom because that's obviously where they mostly are, in the bedroom. Just put it on the table, covered it with a thick sheet. So basically it was just my makeup I was protecting because I don't want that stuff getting on my makeup or my brushes. So it's just still exhausting. You know, I feel like I've been packing since, the last week of April. So, I did all that the day before and also made sure that the house was clean, not messy. And so, did all I had to do. And so Labor Day, that's what we spent doing. We didn't go anywhere for Labor Day. Today we're going to go out and see a movie since we didn't go out for Labor Day. And so that's what we did all day. We were all exhausted. My husband had been working for like 6 weeks nonstop. So he took that Labor Day, did what he had to do, helping out, cleaning up and getting things ready. So the next day I'm sitting here, all the furniture pulled away from the wall, all the corners pulled out. And, no, he pulled them out, but ready for him to do his thing. And 2 o'clock he's starting to come, like, he better come. I'm tired of this. I want these things dead. I want them out of my life. I have no social life. It's just like when I was in North Carolina. It's isolated. So, again, I had things I needed to do. And I couldn't do them because I was busy dealing with this. So you take the day before to do all that. Then you're waiting for him that day. And then you have to be gone with your pets for 4 hours. 2 o'clock he still didn't come. I'm like, the day is wearing on. I'm not going to be able to get all the stuff I wanted to do done today. There's stuff I can't do because of the dog. But, stuff I can do with him. And so I'm just waiting, getting nervous. If he doesn't come after we did all of this. So he gets here at about 3. No, he gets here about 2:30. And he still didn't want to do what he had to do. My husband had to leave for work. He couldn't stay with him this time. So I stood with him. And I don't think he liked it very much. He's a nice guy. He's not rude. But I was up his butt. He didn't like it. And he was saying, you don't have to stay with me. I said, I'm from New York. When you're from New York, you don't leave your doors unlocked. People don't walk into your house unless they want to get shot from New York City. And you don't leave strangers in your house. He says, I'll lock up. I'm like, I'm from New York. I'll be right here. But I know he didn't like it. I was up his butt, making sure he still did not want to do what he needed to do. I was up his butt. The only thing he didn't do was my daughter's closet because I didn't realize she had so much stuff that she shoved it in the middle for him, but he couldn't get in. That's how much stuff she has in her closet. He couldn't even get in there. So I was like, okay, I'll let that one slide. But I was up his butt about pulling up the corners, and he was like, I don't need to pull it. No, do it. Spray behind my vanity table. He didn't do that last time after I pulled everything out. He wasn't going to do it again. I was like, please spray there. If I turned my face and said, did you do that? Yeah, I did it. He was like, I don't know if he's trying to save money on chemicals or what. I thought he was in business for himself. He's not because his boss was with him, but he didn't come here. I'm like, he said, I told you had to give it 4 weeks. I was looking at him like, are you crazy? I said, look, All I know is they stopped biting for 5 days, and then they came back with a passion. They could stop biting for 2 days and then come back with a passion. We needed to be resprayed. I was like, it was week number 5, and they were still around. I mean, I found like 2 in my bed like the week before. So anyway, I was up his butt. He treated our bedroom the most. Then he went into my daughters and my sons, and I said, they've been getting eaten alive. Please take care of that. He did it. He didn't want to do it by my computer. I'm like, that's where I get eaten alive. So he was forced to do that. I mean, he was just did not want to take care of business. I don't know what his problem is. I was up his butt. So anyway, so finally he says, well, I'm going to do the fog now. It's not a fog. It's like a spray. They spray it and it stays in the air, and it falls onto things, on the wood and stuff like that. He says, you can't be here for that. I said, fine. So I waited down the stairs, and I'm like, I want to put my alarm on before I leave. And he was done in like 2 seconds. I was like, he probably didn't really do what he was supposed to do. But either way, that stuff smelled. So he came. He says, I'm done. I said, good. Then I can put the alarm on, and I locked the door. And it's just exhausting. You're out there for hours. I did everything except wash one quilt because it's too small to fit in here. I mean, yeah, this washing machine is too small for this big quilt that I have, king size thick winter quilt. I wanted to get that done before. I want to do that later on, like what happened last time, that I opened up the bag and a bunch of them came out all over us. So I wasn't able to do that, but we left it in the car. One of the things I had asked him a couple of questions, and he said that he talked to his boss, and they didn't come from the garage. He says, I told him, I said, it is too hot here for them to survive in the garage. Those garages are stifling. And so he said, yeah, they had to have been in the rug. And I told him, I said, they changed the rug, but they never changed the padding. And he said, well, even if they did change the padding, the rugs have wood in the corners, so it sticks. It's got wood with the nails, so the rug sticks to it. The carpet will latch onto that. And he said they're probably under that wood. So that's why he sprays most of the corners. Most. That would be on top of him to do even that. So he was like, yeah, they had to be in this apartment. And in some states, they're not allowed to charge you rent if the bed bugs were there already. And we already established they were here. Because I checked the hotel registries when I was on vacation. None of those places have bed bugs. Thanks to one of the ladies who sent me the link here on YouTube. And we were in another apartment, no bed bugs. The people who are there now have not complained about bed bugs. So they know it was here. And I heard that some states don't allow you to pay rent. I haven't checked with Texas, but they've been charging us rent. So anyway, that was one of the things we had discussed. And then he's telling us to get rid of our bed. And I looked behind the bed, and there's really not much where they can hide behind the bed, if there is a nest there. But I told him, look, we already established that these bed bugs were here already, in the carpet. So, okay, so let's say I get rid of my bed. I mean, I had brand new covers. We wound up throwing out the other two. We didn't even put it on my son's because he has a foam mattress and they won't go in there. We bought a brand new, foam mattress futon. And so okay, I told him, so I get rid of the bed. Let's say I get rid of my, I wouldn't get rid of the whole $3,000 bedroom set. So let's just say I get rid of the wood on the bed. And he says that I could get, a pewter bed. Like, again, who's got money for that? But let's say I did do that, maxed out my card, and had no more money left to eat with. I said to him, have you ever seen a metal drawer? Have you ever seen a metal armoire, a metal bureau? No. So why would I throw out my nice bedroom bed set when they're just going to go into the wood of one of these other things? Unless you tell me they make them of metal. Then if I had to get a whole metal bedroom set, I said, but they're just going to go into the wood of that because we're their food source. Wherever their food source is, they're going to find a place to nest. He's still quiet. So, the last thing that I can remember is that I bought an industrial strength spray. It cost me $20. And I asked him about it. He's like, oh, that's really good. We use that. And instead of using his spray, he used mine to spray down the beds. I was like, I really just wanted to put that in the wood of my bed in case there is a nest there, though I don't think there is. Anyway, that spray is good because there was even though after he sprayed down the beds, there was still a lot left. So I'm like, this guy, and my husband doesn't. I don't know if it's professional courtesy, but my husband hasn't reported him because that is just wrong. The way they do things, they just hired them too. Anyway, it must have been the cheapest, and they're trying to save skimp. But anyway, so that was that, and that very first night, oh my goodness, it's as if they freak out from the poison, they run out of their hiding spaces, and because they say something about sometimes they're dormant, they run out of their hiding spaces, and I was attacked that first night. I was like, what the heck? I was so freaked out. I was afraid to go back to sleep. I just doused myself with alcohol because I ran out of the mosquito spray, which that stuff kills you too. The smell, you can't hardly breathe from those mosquito sprays. So I was so free. I didn't sleep well that night. And then I wanted to start homeschooling Tuesday, but he came. I said, well, I'll homeschool Wednesday. No, because everything is all in the middle of the room. My husband had to go back to work, so really it was just me and the kids had to put everything back in place. By the time that was done, you're exhausted. And then my husband had off Thursday and Friday, and so I didn't wind up homeschooling at all this week. So I'm going to start Monday, and I still have some errands that need to be run, but I'm just going to have to, I just want to get started, get that ball rolling, be finished by December, so that I can be, free of that, and I can do things much more easily, like the DMV and stuff like that. I just want to get that out of the way and have that done with, so like I can move forward. And so yeah, it's just exhausting. You're exhausted, because you've done all that work. So you're working the day before. You're exhausted because you're in a hot car with a pet, driving around the next day doing errands or whatever. You're exhausted the following day because you're putting everything back in place, and then you're exhausted for the next day from doing everything. So I took care of some important stuff like paying bills, budgeting the money, calling places up. That's another thing. I guess nothing is simple, and you call a place. It took me an hour and a half to get an appointment for my son because he got accepted into some program called the Gold Card, and anything that is government, city, state, county run is really hard and that's a lot of my time has been spent on the phone. An hour and a half to get an appointment for my son, and they give you a runaround and switch you here and switch you there, and my brain was shot on Thursday. So it's just like a lot of my time is like wasted, I feel, because you're on the phone so much doing this, that, and the other thing. Like I said, I still haven't finished. I still haven't gotten the DMV, and I really would love to see those North Carolina plates go and our IDs not say North Carolina anymore. But so yeah, it's just exhausting. So it's just. Sometimes I feel like, what have I done? I'm just I think half the time I spent on the phone, and then the other half the time I was organizing the garage and dealing with these bed bugs, and so much money is spent when you have bed bugs. So yeah. So after that first night, I started dousing the bed, and I was itching so bad from the alcohol. I got like this whole collection from Avon of arg. They have this new argan oil, Skin So Soft, and so I got that. I've just been dousing myself with body oil, with um, I tried. I'm doing the tea tree oil with witch hazel instead of alcohol because that's more moisturizing. Because my body was so irritated from so much alcohol, but I doused that bed and doused that bed and doused that bed, and it's really weird. It's like the whole week we've had the itchies, but there's no bites, or we feel like if we're getting bit, but we're not itching, and I don't know if this was last night or early this morning. I finally did get a bite, and they must be starving. And I this morning I didn't spray I sprayed the bed every time I go to the bathroom, but I figured, okay, it's a morning, I'm okay. I had such a migraine last night that I wanted to sleep in this morning, and I didn't do it again this morning, and I got bit. So they're still out there, but the fact that this whole week I haven't really gotten bit, like I said, I'm not sure if it's like power of suggestion, mind over matter, but like I said, we'll get the itchies, but when there's no bites. And I think mostly it's from the alcohol drying the skin, or we'll get we'll feel like we're getting bit, but there's no itching. I don't know. They say it's psychosomatic, that happens when you have bed bugs. But I'm really, really confident about, this being the end. And I guess in a month I will let you know. So, yeah. So I'll see you next week with the lime and brown. And